What's up, everybody? Tonight we're going to talk about Tank versus Roach Jr. rematch and much more when we come right back. Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean, and today's sponsor is Ring Walk Boxing Podcast merch. In the description area, you will see a link where you can do online shopping for a variety of different items like shirts, hats, hoodies, etc. International, all across the world. Also, I want to say my apologies for the delay tonight. It was Easter for a lot of people who celebrated, so I thought I would push back the time a little bit so people could have their dinner with their family and kind of sit back and enjoy family time and then fall into Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. So let's jump right on in. We got a lot to talk about that's been going on in boxing, and man, it's been bubbling in boxing, y'all. It's been bubbling. All right, so let's talk about the fact that according to Mike Coppinger in the Ring magazine, USYK versus DUBOIS 2 is being finalized for July the 12th at Wembley in London, England. Triple D, Daniel Dubois, known as Triple D. His age is 27. He's of UK. His record is 22-2-0. Knocked out every opponent he's faced except two opponents that he lost to. Joe Joyce, and he lost to USYK. Besides those two guys, he's knocked out every opponent. So he has a very high punch knockout ratio. Dubois stands at 6'5", an orthodox fighting stance with a 78-inch reach. The first USYK versus Triple D fight, it was controversial, if you remember, with the borderline body shot that hit him right around that belt line area. So, hey, half of you call it fair and a legal blow, but then some of you say it was an illegal blow. So, hey, I know people say what's done in the past is done in the past, but hey, they're going to be fighting again, so they'll be able to put an end to all the what ifs in this rematch. So now, Daniel Dubois, you definitely have a point to prove. I'm pretty sure he's geared up for this rematch. USYK could be prepared as well. I think the rematch will be better than the first fight. So let me know your predictions for the rematch of USYK versus Triple D in the comment below, please. Now, USYK, his opponent, USYK is age 38 from Ukraine. He has no losses, no draws, 23 wins with a 78-inch reach. So let's give our breakdown on their styles and their predictions. Like I said, what is your prediction? We know that USYK is a southpaw stance. He came up from cruiserweight and rose up to the heavyweight division in a very fast and timely manner. USYK has a special style, similar to Loma, but to me, he's probably a little bit better than Lomachenko. And he's also considered a pound-for-pound all-time great right now. USYK has no losses, and a controversial win over Daniel Dubois that they will settle the score in the rematch. So we're definitely looking forward to the rematch. And in the same aspect, as my homeboy TA would say, in the same aspect, it's like you got Joseph Parker. in the balance of everything. He's the guy who's been winning a lot of his fights. He won a war with Zilli Zhang. He beat Martin Bacoli, even though it was a short notice. So Joseph Parker has been awaiting his chance for another title shot. And right now, unfortunately, it appears that Joseph Parker will be on the back burner for the time being and await he will have to await the outcome of Daniel Dubois versus USYK 2. Hey, y'all, I need y'all to get hyped up because I'm hyped up about that one. So, it is what it is. Let's get hyped up, y'all. It's going down here very soon, that rematch. So Parker, speaking of Joseph Parker, he's age 33. He's of New Zealand, orthodox stance fighter. His record is 36 wins, 3 losses, and no draws. The 3 losses, the first loss was from Andy Ruiz in a controversial decision. Some people felt that Ruiz edged that fight. It could have went either way. So for you who really love boxing, I suggest that you get back on YouTube and go watch back Ruiz versus Parker. It was for the WBO title back then, and Joseph Parker ended up being victorious by a way of decision. Definitely was not a robbery, but was a very close fight that could have went to either guy. Again, Joseph Parker, 33, of New Zealand, orthodox stance. And his other 2 losses were, like I said, the first one was Ruiz. He lost against Anthony Joshua. And he lost, his third fight he lost against, it'll probably come back to me. So if you know it, drop it in the comments, because right now I'm having a brain fog on the third opponent that he lost against, Joseph Parker. Okay, so Parker will have to wait on the outcome of the fight with Dubois and USYK. So how do you see USYK versus Triple D going? If USYK is to win, how do you see him matching up styles with Joseph Parker? If Dubois wins, how do you see him matching up his style with, USYK? I mean, with Parker. How will Parker and Daniel Dubois mesh? Let me know your opinions in the chat room, please. Hey, Jeff Aldente, what's going on, man? Hope you had a great holiday as well. Yes, that's it, Jeff Aldente. Joe Joyce was the third fight that he lost. His third opponent that he lost to, they gave Joseph Parker his third loss. Thanks for refreshing my memory. Yeah, had a good day, man, and just want to get on here on this live and talk some boxing. So make sure you please hit that thumbs up and spread the word about Ring Walk Boxing Podcast, please. Okay, y'all. So another potential a fight that it's not necessarily it's not official or nothing, just something that we often talk about. Boots Ennis is hot right now. Off that win of Stanionis. And of course there was Boots Ennis always calling out Terrence Bud Crawford, but right now in circulation there's been heavy talks of Crawford versus Canelo after Canelo fights next weekend when he fights Skull. What is your prediction for Canelo versus Skull? I see Canelo stopping Skull probably around like round 8 or 9. You know how Canelo normally picks up his pace as the fight gets deeper. I think he's gonna wear down Skull and stop him. However, I wouldn't mind seeing the upset. I wouldn't mind seeing Skull win. Um, and I know a lot of people may feel that way and share the same sentiment as me, because I feel like Canelo's not giving everybody the fights that we want to see. Um, we all want to see, we all wanted to see Canelo versus David Benavidez, but it looks like that would be later on down the line if it even ever happens. So back to Boots. Just say hypothetically, if he were to fight Bud Crawford, a lot of people are looking at his last performance versus Stanionis, and they are saying that Boots Ennis gets hit too much, has been in heavy circulation. What do you feel? Do you feel that Boots Ennis couldn't beat Bud Crawford? I know he has all the intangibles. He has a skill set, the ring IQ, and the tools to do it. I know people say he gets hit a lot, but there may be some that feel like, hey, Bud gets hit as well, maybe not as much. So when you look at these two guys, Bud Crawford, Boots Ennis, they both can switch hit. Would you say that Boots is a little bit faster as far as his hand speed? Does he have a little bit better footwork than Bud Crawford? Let me know your opinion. Like, what edge does Boots have, even if it's just a slight edge? What does Boots have over Bud Crawford, or what does Bud Crawford have over Boots Ennis, in your opinion? Punch accuracy, speed, footwork. Which guy, Boots Ennis or Bud Crawford, would you edge in different aspects and different categories? Let me know in the chat, please. So let me see. All right, so speaking of Boots, it appears that the best has yet to come when it comes to him. Recap. I'll be doing a recap next week of the Ben Whitaker versus Leanne Cameron 2. Unfortunately, with everything going on today, I wasn't able to watch the fight. So I will follow up with that. If not by next weekend, maybe sometime this week. I'll talk about it and give you my my full assessment once I actually get to see it. But speaking of those guys, Ben Whitaker, age 27, from UK, record of 8 wins, no losses, no draws, orthodox stance, height 6'3". His opponent, Leanne Cameron, age 34, of UK, orthodox stance, standing 6 foot even. His record is 23 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw. Now that's prior to this fight that just happened earlier today. So I know that the outcome will change the trajectory of their records. Also, I want to talk a little bit about, I want to revisit the Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Why do we feel that it never happened? Of course, Wilder fans will say it was Anthony Joshua's fault. Me being an AJ fan, and AJ fans are going to say it was Deontay Wilder's fault. So you got two different fan bases pointing the fingers. You know, like I said, Wilder's fan base is going to say AJ was the issue, Eddie Hearn and his team. Meanwhile, me as an AJ fan, I'm going to say it was Deontay Wilder. So let me know your opinion in the chat. And if you have anything tangible, any receipts, let me know. And if you talk to me on FB, you can inbox me these receipts, because I would like to know. I mean, just going based on a little bit that I've seen or heard, I would say it kind of could be a situation where you can blame both parties. You can blame AJ and you can blame Wilder, but in the same aspect, if you look at their resume, look at some of their common opponents, things like that, or certain fights that, well, one opponent in particular, Vlad Klitschko. Now, keep in mind, Deontay Wilder had been boxing, although he started at the age of 20 late. His career started before Anthony Joshua's. Anthony Joshua started at the age of 18. But Deontay Wilder had history with Vlad Klitschko. They were sparring partners. They both were known by the late Emmanuel Stewart. And according to Dillian White, in sparring, Vlad Klitschko put Deontay Wilder down. Now that's just a sparring wars or whatever, so I don't want to go based on that. But unfortunately, we never got a chance to see them as professionals fight. So my question is, to all the Wilder fans out here, why did not Deontay Wilder fight Vlad Klitschko? They were in the same era. He definitely could have fought him. And you saw Chelly Finkel making a statement saying that he was a baby champion. And it's almost like they didn't have the type of belief in Wilder that he could. All right. So sorry about that, y'all. Internet issue. Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. All right. So in case you didn't hear what I just said, I was asking two questions. Why did Deontay Wilder not fight Vladimir Klitschko? What is the reason for why he did not fight him? Also, I want to know, why did Deontay Wilder not fight Charles Martin, who was considered not a great champ, but yet AJ fought him? While Charles Martin was a PBC fighter in the same stable as Wilder, why did they not fight Charles Martin? And yeah, we're back. Jeff A. Al Dente, we're back. It was just an internet glitch. What's going on, Mike? Hope you had a good holiday as well. And Mike, you says Deontay Wilder admitted he turned down AJ fight after Fury beat him. Yes, he did. Now, also, Mike, maybe you know, or Jeff, maybe you know, the question I asked a second ago. Why did Deontay Wilder not fight Vlad Klitschko? Furthermore, why did he not fight Charles Martin, who was also a PBC fighter? I would like to know who can give me a solid answer on that. If you have receipts, I would love to see them. Send them to my messenger. I will check them after live. But I would like to know why Wilder did not fight Vlad Klitschko or Charles Martin. Also, the other question to that is, will that fight with AJ versus Wilder happen in 2026? Do you guys think that we finally get to see it, or will it just never happen? Also, I want to speak about this. I am a Tank fan. So to everybody out here, Tank fan or no Tank fan, I would like to know, do you feel that Calvin Ford needs to be the head trainer of Tank Davis? Also, in the rematch, from your understanding, will Calvin Ford be the head trainer of Tank Davis? Does anybody have confirmation of this? Greetings, Cuzzo. I appreciate you. Happy Easter to you. Much love. So I want to know is that um, as far as Tank Davis, should his head trainer be Calvin Ford? Also, in the rematch with Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr., let's just break down a little bit of the tale of the tape. Tank Davis, age 30. He's of Baltimore, Maryland, USA. He's a southpaw stance fighter. His record is 30 wins, no losses, and a draw, which was Lamont Roach Jr. Standing just 5'5" and a half inch with a 67.5 inch reach. His opponent, Lamont Roach Jr., is age 29. He's from Washington, D.C. in the USA. His record is 25 wins, 1 loss, and his loss was from Jamel Herring, I believe, and he has 2 draws, one of which is by Tank Davis. Lamont Roach Jr. standing 5'7", orthodox stance with a 68-inch reach. I would like to know your predictions for their rematch and your reflections on the first bout. Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. Let me know, please, in the chat room. Jeff Aldente, you say I got no receipts, but bro would have got murdered by Klitschko. I would have to agree, man. Klitschko is a heavy hitter. He's all around well-rounded, and I don't see any areas to where I would think that Deontay Wilder could sustain the type of skill level of a vet like Vladimir Klitschko. I don't personally see that. So I would have to agree with you. Also, pretending the zone. The Dalton Smith versus Matthew Germain pretty much was a scenario to where Dalton Smith was just too much. He proved to be too much for Germain. Outpointing him. He was just outthinking him. His rhythm was on. He was steps ahead. He was setting the pace. He was doing all the things that he needed to do to be successful and to win the fight, in which he did win that bout. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about these guys. Dalton Smith, age 28, from UK, record 17 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, orthodox stance, height 5'9". His opponent, Germain, was age 35. He's from Canada. Record of 26 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, orthodox stance. The first round was a fill-out round. Both guys filling out each other. By the second round, Dalton Smith had found his range, and with a beautiful fast left hook, he dropped Germain to the canvas. Just before the bell rung, in round three, in the last minute of round 3, Germain was staggered by Smith once again. So pretty much, with all due respect to Germain, he's just not on that level of Dalton Smith, and that's pretty much what we saw in their match, in their match on Saturday. So let me know what you think about that match. What you thought about Dalton Smith versus Germain. Also, I want to talk about another topic. And this is going to be big for the UK. And boxing fans, alike. Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua in the UK, which would most likely be at somewhere like Wembley in London. But Tyson Fury is claiming that he's retired from boxing which I think that's just a claim that he's put out there, and he's more or less just buying time to see, you know, how the movement and the landscape of the heavyweight division is shifting. You know, if he can sit back and look at what Daniel Dubois does to Usyk or vice versa, where Joseph Parker falls in line behind those two guys, and then he can sit back and say, okay. It's kind of like playing chess. He can sit back and say, okay, he beat him, and then he lost to him, so maybe I can jump in and fight him. Because I feel like Tyson Fury is smart enough to understand that if he sits back with his arms crossed and just pays attention to all that's going on out here, he might get that luck of the draw where he might get the opponent that he would rather fight. He probably wouldn't want to fight Usyk again. But if Usyk could somehow lose to Dubois or later on to Parker, I think he's more confident. I think Tyson's more confident in the style matchup that he could probably beat maybe Parker, or he might be able to beat Dubois. But he's not so confident in beating Usyk. Everybody has a bad style matchup. It's about styles make fights. It's not about always power. About this. It's all about a certain style that gives certain fighters fits. It's been like that since the beginning of time in boxing. I'm a huge fan of Muhammad Ali. He had fits from Ken Norton when they fought like 3 times. That funny style that Ken Norton had, that awkward style, it gave Muhammad Ali fits. So you have those certain style fighters that are just trouble for certain people. Just like when Evander Holyfield, when he fought John Ruiz. John Ruiz had a style that didn't look all that appealing or all that great. But for some reason, he seemed to have the number of Evander Holyfield. Whenever Holyfield fought him, I want to say a few times, Holyfield found himself on the canvas. And Holyfield had a very good chin. He was known for having a good chin, punch output, endurance, all those intangibles you saw with Evander, the real deal Holyfield. But something about John Ruiz's style gave him a fit. All right, Mike Ware, you said, I think the fight could sell. I don't think it will make a difference who the trainer is. I'm wondering if Roach was cutting too much weight. Klitschko would stop Wilder. I do agree. He would. He would stop Wilder. Now, as far as Roach, you said you don't think it'll be a difference who the trainer is. Okay, so who do you see winning, Mike Ware? Roach versus Tank versus Lamont Roach Jr. 2. What is your prediction this time around? Salute to you, Cuzzo, and thanks for tuning in. And everybody that's here that's tuning in, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Also, there's been circulation of interviews with a couple of the boxing dads, where their sons are boxers and the dads are almost like their PR and the ones that are their voice and doing more of the vocal side of things to where the sons are not saying as much. And we saw that a lot with Tyson Fury and John Fury. We see it with Brian Norman Jr. and his father, Brian Norman Sr. We see it with the Schofield Jr. and his father, Floyd Schofield Sr. The latest thing was the Abdullah Mason talk that a potential fight with Abdullah Mason of Cleveland, Ohio, would be fighting Floyd Schofield Jr. Well, Floyd Schofield Sr. had said that he had put out the number $2.5 million. Everybody went into a lot of people went into, like, oh man, what's going on? Me too. Me as one of those people. I'm thinking, like, is he trying to outprice himself because he doesn't want to fight, and he's asking for too much money, knowing that they won't honor that? Well, he went back in the interview with Mill City and 78 Sports, and he kind of clarified what he was saying. He said he threw that number out there because um, no official offer was made. So he pretty much just threw out 2.5 million to kind of see if maybe they would meet in the middle. I'm assuming because they put out the number 1.1 million. Now, according to Floyd Schofield Sr., when he talked to his son Junior, when his son heard $1.1 million, he said he would accept that. So it's kind of at the negotiation table, I guess, right now on with Team Abdullah Mason and his people over there to see if they can put this fight together. But in the meantime, he will be occupied with an upcoming fight. Abdullah Mason will. So we will just have to wait and see what happens in the future with him versus Floyd Schofield Jr. But hypothetically, y'all, if Floyd Schofield Jr. fight does get to happen with Abdullah Mason, what would be your prediction? I would like to know, because that would be a very nice style matchup. I would like to see that pressure of Floyd Schofield against a young master boxer like Abdullah Mason. I think it would be a very good fight. Hey, Chase, what's going on? Welcome, man. Welcome to the chat, man. Please hit the thumbs up button. And if you didn't get to catch what I was talking about earlier, I was saying that I asked a question on why Deontay Wilder didn't fight Vlad Klitschko, why Deontay Wilder didn't fight Charles Martin, who was also a PBC fighter in the same stable as himself. I also asked about the rematch with Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr., who would win. I also asked about the rematch with Daniel Dubois versus USYK, who's going to win the rematch, because we all remember the controversial first match pertaining to those two guys. And also, I would like to know your opinion, Chase. What do you feel about Boots Ennis? Is he the real deal? Is he maybe a little bit overrated? Not overrated in the sense that he's not good, but are people putting him on a level too high right now? Because I feel like he has all the potential of being, one of the greats. He definitely has the potential. I think his resume may not reflect to the level that some people feel, but I think that he has all the skills, all around skills, and eventually once he gets these bigger fights, his stock is going to rise. He's going to rise up, and he's going to be the next big star, like how Bud Crawford shot up, especially when Bud Crawford beat Errol Spence. It catapulted him to a whole nother stratosphere. Cam J, what's good, fam? Y'all check out Cam J. You say Boots is him. Yes, sir. I agree. I agree, fam. And happy Easter to you, Cam J. To you and the fam. So how do you see that prediction going down, Cam J, with Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. Rematch? How is that going to play out? And do you feel like Calvin Ford should be his head trainer? And to your knowledge, will Calvin Ford be his head trainer? Because I think their chemistry is too deep and it's too great. I don't think he needs to be dealing with no disrespect to was it trainer Hunter? I think his last name's Hunter or whatever. But he's not Calvin Ford, man. To me, Calvin Ford is like that father figure to Tank. They have a certain chemistry and understanding that I don't think nobody else could ever fill the shoes of Calvin Ford, in my opinion. I think Tank Davis needs to stay with him. I think what Gilly said, I had to agree with Gilly that he needs to be with Calvin Ford. So just let me know what y'all think. Also coming up soon, the fight with Eubank versus Ben. Um, if you've seen those different pictures and footage of Ben, he looks very ferocious right now, and Ben looks very like he really bulked up, like he's huge, man. A lot of people are of course, making fun of him and the old accusations that happened. They're talking about the eggs or whatever. So all that's starting to be stirred back up, man. But Ben looks very, very good. He looks very good. So hopefully he'll come out clean with his drug test, and his opponent Eubanks turn out to be clean as well, and we have a good fight, and we'll see a good fight here real soon with the sons of two legends. So I want to know your predictions on that as well. Eubanks versus Ben. Who wins? Cam J, you said I got Tank winning the rematch. I'm hopeful for Tank to work with Calvin Ford, in which I believe is the move. Yes, sir. I couldn't agree more, man. That's definitely the move. Um, at the end of the day, that's where he invested so much of his youth, and the beginning of his career was with Calvin Ford, and he knows him like the back of his hand, and vice versa. I think it's like that old cliche they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know how them old schools will say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just leave it be. So that's how I feel about that one right there. You said you got Eubank Cam J. Cam J says I got Eubank Jr. winning next. That's what's up, man. I'm looking forward to this one, man. It's going down, man. Now what about the Ramirez versus Devin Haney, Cam J? You think Devin Haney's gonna pull off the slick decision? Do you think he'll drop Ramirez? Because I was kind of shocked when Devin Haney did drop. To my surprise, he dropped Regis Prograis in their fight. I didn't think he had the kind of power to drop Prograis. Not to say that Regis Prograis is, you know, a Class A fighter, but I mean he wasn't a bad fighter. Considering that he started late, Prograis, he wasn't bad. Jeff Aldente, I'm rooting for Ben, but Eubank going to be hard to beat if he fights like he did last match. I don't know if it was a fluke. Okay. That's what's up, man. Cam J, you said I got Devin winning by decision. Ramirez. That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking he'll be, it'll be kind of like a Shakur Stevenson type fight. It may not be the most exciting, but he'll do what he has to do to get that win, to get that dub. Michael Ware, it's not set in stone who wins the Haney fight. Remember, they renegotiated the contract from 144 to 147. Okay, okay. I wasn't privy to that info, man. But if you got a receipt pertaining to what you're telling me, Mike Ware, please inbox it to me because I know you're pretty good with coming up with some type of receipt. Also, what about the Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia? I feel like Ryan Garcia is gonna stop him. Although Rolly can hit, to me he just doesn't. He has power, but he just, to me, he don't have a whole lot of skill with his power. If he lands, he can hurt his opponent, but he doesn't have all the other skill set and the ring IQ like that. I feel like Ryan has fought better amount of opponents. You know, they both fought Tank Davis, but I feel like that Ryan Garcia has a little bit more seasoned than Rolly Romero is, and he has a dangerous left hook, and I don't know that Rolly can do anything with that hook as far as trying to, if he could be smart enough to not fall victim like Devin Haney did and keep getting hit with the same left hook over and over and over again. Jeff Al Dente, you say I got Rolly with the cool look and the laughing emoji. No, but are you serious? You really do got Rolly? But if so, that's what's up, man. Also, if you're in the chat, make sure you hit the thumbs up, please. Hit that thumbs up. Okay, you say Michael Ware. You said sorry, update. Haney rejected 147. I saw this Friday. Rolly has a puncher's chance. Oh, yeah, definitely. Rolly always has a puncher's chance. And that's one thing about a puncher. You know, all you got to do is have one lapse of judgment and it could be lights out. So they can't sleep on him on Rolly. You know, you can't sleep on any puncher. Cuzzo, you say you'll be back shortly. And if the live ends before you return, have a great week. Hey, you too. You too, Cuzzo. I appreciate you and thank you so very much. It means a whole lot. Cam J, you said Ryan, incredible shape and focus. I got Ryan by KO over Rolly. Oh yeah, man. Me too, man. I'm gonna look at some of his training videos this week, man. If you get any links, I know you'll be sharing them or whatever, man. I want to see his training videos. Both of the training videos from Rolly and from Rolly from Rolly, Ryan Garcia, from Ramirez and Devin Haney. I want to see all that footage. And Eubank and Ben. I want to see all the training footages of these guys because it's about to be a huge fight week for next weekend. If I have my dates right, either next weekend or the weekend after. All right, Jeff Al Dente, what is the weight for Rolly Garcia? Rolly Romero, or you mean Ryan Garcia? Oh, you said for Rolly Garcia for their weight for them. Let me find that out, man. Michael Ware, you say it's also a chance Tefimo loses. Yeah, that's definitely possible because we saw him lose against Kambosos. And Kambosos is you know, he's a throwback fighter, but Kambosos is not the most elite, fighter, but he did what he had to do and was able to beat Tefime Lopez. And if they were to fight again, I would think that Tefime could avenge his loss against Kambosos. Let me find it out for you, Jeff Al Dente. And Cam J, if you're still there, what is the fight weight for Rolly versus Garcia? I'm thinking it's 147. Is what I'm thinking. Cause that's where Devin Haney is at 147, correct? And Boots Ennis is still at 147. Cam J, you said at Jeff A 144 for Devin versus Ramirez. Okay. Okay. 147 for Ryan versus Rolly. Okay, good looking, Cam J. Good looking. You say Jeff Al Dente. T.O. Def got a lot of questions. Ortiz, Cam, and honestly, I don't think he won versus Lomachenko either. I feel he let it slip at the end. Yeah, man. I mean, he definitely could have let it slip through the cracks, And sometimes it goes like that. I ain't got too much longer. You back on? I just posted something from the look at that stuff. Okay. All right, y'all. I did a second ago. All right, y'all. So if y'all look up here, y'all can see next to me, y'all should be able to see the dates and stuff like that. Courtesy of JC, y'all. Jose Figueroa. Both fights are good. I got DUBOIS Tank winning the rematch. I'm trying to read on my thing, and I got an emoji that's blocking the word. Okay, I can see it now. Okay, so Jose Figueroa, you said both fights are good. You got DUBOIS winning that match, but you got Tank winning his rematch. Okay, so you got DUBOIS over USYK, and you got Tank over Roach Jr. Jeff Aladente, did I watch the Fundora Badillo match? No, man, I was sorry I didn't get to see that fight. I didn't get to see the Ben Whitaker fight today either because I was caught up handling some business. But this week I'm gonna watch the Fundora fight and I'm gonna watch the Whitaker fight, the Ben Whitaker fight. That's what I'm going to do, so I can give an assessment of it the next time I go live. And if you could, Jose, hit the thumbs up, please. And to everybody here, share your if you're on FB as well and you see my live, share it on FB, share it on IG or whatever. Share it, share the YouTube link, share it anywhere. YouTube, FB, IG, wherever you see it, just share that link. Get it in rotation, please, and help spread the word. I appreciate your support. Oh, and also what I just spoke about a little bit earlier, if we ever see by next year, 2026, if by some type of way the AJ versus Fury fight does happen, what would be your predictions? I would like to know hypothetically if that fight is to go down. I felt like AJ is a bad style matchup for Fury. I feel like AJ beats Fury. I also feel like Daniel Dubois would beat Tyson Fury. I don't feel like Tyson Fury is the second best heavyweight. I never did, because to me his resume uh, has not showed me that he is the best. Because when he did step up to a prime Usyk twice, he lost both times. So I want to know what has Fury done to elude the fact that he is the second best heavyweight. Because going based on his resume, to me, it just doesn't pan out. I can't see it personally. Jose, you say I got Fury winning the fight. Respect, man, respect. I'm not a Tyson Fury fan, but I respect your opinion. Like I respect everybody's opinion. And thanks for coming on tonight. And hopefully you'll be on next Sunday as well. And hit the bell notification so you know that I'm doing lives, because I will be doing lives here and there on the weekdays, spur of the moment. Hit that bell notification so you know when I'm about to go live. What about Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, Jose? Who you got? Who you got in that match, man? I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked these other guys. What about Devin Haney versus Ramirez? And what about Rolly versus Ryan Garcia? What are your predictions? Also, Jose, your prediction for Canelo versus Skull. Oh man, you said Jose. You say Garcia with the left hook, with the infamous left hook, round 9. Yes, sir. I think it will be crazy, man. You know, you don't want to blink too much or walk away, because just that fast, excuse me, you might see it go down. See the inevitable happen when Ryan Garcia lands that flush left hook. What about Jose? What about Eubank versus Ben? Who do you got winning that fight? Predictions, or how do you feel like it's going to go down? Got some good fights going down. You said you also got Canelo beating him. Canelo also struggles with Cuban style. Yeah, man. He might have a little bit of issues with Skull, but I think eventually, once he starts to download his data, once he gets in that fifth and sixth rounds and realizes what he's up against and felt his power, and he understands his style, because Canelo's fought so many opponents that he pretty much knows a lot of different various styles. Once he finds out Skull, his power and his rhythm and his the things he could exploit, I think by round 6, round 7, Canelo's going to just turn all the way up and eventually break him down, like he did everybody else, like he did Caleb Plant, like he did Billy Joe Saunders, like he did Ryder. You know, he's going to just start turning up and breaking him down and break his will, basically. All right, you say Jose, you say I got Ben. I feel like he's hungry. Yeah, yeah, he does, man. He does have that type of attitude when you see him in the press conferences and interviews, and just his energy, his body language. It seems like Ben is really trying to be about it, you know. And then the fact that these accusations happened to him, I think he's feeling some type of way. And then the egg slap, when he got slapped in the face with that egg by Eubanks, yeah, he has a lot of anger probably built up. And unfortunately, Eubank might be, well, you not might be, Eubank will be on the receiving end of that lash. So yeah, it's going down. Mike Ware, a fight I heard getting made, Jennebeck versus Adames. Who you got? I got Jennebeck. Good question, Michael Ware. I know of Jennebeck, and I may have seen Adames fight once or twice. I will try to look at their fights this week and get a more, more solid assessment on both parties before I really make an assessment and make a decision on what I think. Let me sit back this week and let it marinate a little bit. Jeff Aldente, you said hype for that fight too. Yeah, man, that Ben versus Eubank. Man, it's gonna be some fireworks in 2025, y'all. In the boxing world, heavyweight division, and all the divisions. All the heavyweight division, and all the lightweight divisions, and all that good stuff. All right, Jeff Aldente, you say you hype for the fight too. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Michael Ware, yeah. Shakur versus Zepeda, for sure. That's gonna be lit too, man. That's gonna be a very perfect style matchup. I think this is gonna be maybe where we see a better version of Shakur that we've never seen. I think we're gonna see Shakur step it up because Zepeda's gonna push that pace. I don't think Zepeda's gonna be afraid to get hit either. So he's gonna be coming in and going for what he knows. So I think this might be the best version of Shakur Stevenson. At least that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Wishful thinking. So like I said, man, I appreciate everybody taking time on this Easter day to come and parlay here, and just chill in this chat and politic this boxing. It's really, really cool to talk to other people and reach out to people all across the nation, all across the world that have the same passion for the sport that I have, and just sit down here and break down different stuff and give our predictions and things like that, Cam J, Shakur better cook Zepeda. Facts, man. Facts. You know what I mean? Because for real, Shakur should have cooked Josh Padley. And I want to say Josh Padley just won a fight. I didn't get to see it. I saw the highlights. But yeah, he should have cooked Josh Padley. So he needs to make a statement, man. If he's about that and he wants that tank smoke like he claims he wants it, but I don't really think he wants it, he needs to make a statement against Zepeda. Because if he doesn't, hey, you never know. His stock could drop. It ain't all that hot right now. So to boost it up, he needs to make a statement with Zepeda. But, it's all good, man. It's all good. So much love to everybody here, man. Jeff Aldente, Cam J, as always, Mike Ware. Salute to all of y'all. Jose Figueroa, Cuzzo down south. I appreciate everybody that came in to weigh in on these different matches, y'all. And I want to make sure that y'all understand, like I said, in that description area below, we got merch. Okay, Mike, where you said Paddy looked good yesterday. Okay, I'm going to check that out, man. I'm going to definitely check it out this week. It gives me something to do. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night, man. Like I said, I really appreciate y'all coming on because I pushed back the time. And as you can see right there, the merch and all that right there, it's available online. So everybody be safe and be blessed. And I will be catching y'all on the next round. Peace.